This is the cup that melted in the dishwasher. You can see this side. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Sheldina. I hope you guys had a great Valentine's Day. I had one of the better Valentine's Day that I've ever had, okay? My Valentine's Day is always good, but last week we kept it low-key. Last week? Yeah, I guess it was last week. It was last week. Last week we kept it low-key. My daughter had a Valentine's party in school, and anytime she has one, they invite the parents. So we went, pulled her out early. I did some more work. Then we went to escape room with my brother and his wife, along with another like married couple of my brothers. And we escaped the room, so that was exciting. We did very good. And then me and my husband came home. They wanted to go out for drinks, but we came home, cooked together, had an amazing dinner together. And yeah, that's just how I like it. I'm so simple, okay? I don't do too much. I'm very mindful, very cutesy. I'm sorry. I know some people don't like that. But anywho, so let's do a reading wrap up of the books I read last week, starting with the one that I was reading the week before. I'm still reading Chaos at the Throne by Afia Clark, and there's nothing wrong with this book. My eyes just has been a mess. So my eyes have not read very much physically. I think last time I was like 24% through, and now I'm like 50-something% through. So I read some, but I would have finished the book by now had it not been putting me through the ringer. I've had a headache after headache after headache. My family's pretty headache prone. Like, we get like migraines, ice pick headache, tension headache, other headaches, and different family members have different headaches, and I'm lucky enough to get them all, you know? I love that. But yeah, I had a new headache last week that I've never experienced before, and so it was just like, no. But yeah, last time I was where they were just meeting the prince and the princess, and now I am where they are like, they have already made an impression on the prince, princess, queen, and the siblings are not making a good one. I mean, their goal wasn't to impress them because they are only here for the monetary reasons, and that is it. They are not trying to marry into royalty, but I'm enjoying it. It's just my eyes are just crazy, okay? So I've been glad enough to where I can still read books via audiobook, and that's how I was able to read a couple more. So anybody who say audiobooks is not really reading, you're being ableist. Let's just remember that, okay? All right. But yeah, this is, I'm enjoying it so far. Agrefiss. And then the next book I read was Out of Body by Nia Davenport. And this one, I explained, is like a Freaky Friday situation. So it follows Megan and her friend Elsie, and they go to this party, and Megan is like, I guess like the good one, and Elsie's, you know, kind of the rebel. And so Elsie was like, hey, let's take some Molly because you're trying to talk to these guys and you are being way too shy and way too reserved. And so Megan is like, I don't want to take the Molly because that's crazy. I don't do drugs. And she was like, you want to be a square or not? She didn't really say square, but so then they both pop the Molly, and next thing you know, next thing you know, okay, Megan wakes up in Elsie's body, and her parents show up to this party looking for her. And she's like, oh my God, I know y'all are mad at me. And they looking like, girl, we will deal with you later. Where's our daughter? And she's like, I am your daughter. What are you talking about? She hadn't even looked in a mirror yet. So she's like, what are you talking about? And then her friend Elsie comes down, but she's in Megan's body. And she's looking at herself. She's looking at herself, well, her body, right? And she's like, what is going on? But her friend seems to like be looking like everything is normal. She goes home with her parents and like is pretending to be her. So of course she starts trying to figure out what happened, and it's just like, it goes down this whole rabbit hole. But I was enjoying this so much. I was eating it up, okay? I ate it up so much. It was a quick little short read. I think I saw it was like 265 pages. because I already recorded this video once and looked in there. So it was 265 pages, and I was eating it up. I was enjoying it. It was a little YA thriller. I liked it a lot. Would I recommend it? Yes, I would recommend it. If you like Freaky Friday, I would recommend it. Okay? The next one I read was The Attic Child by Lola J. This one is a historical fiction. So we follow Dikembe. So we start off following his life in Congo. Then his dad passes away. And then his mom decides that she's gonna send him to London to live with a white man who is supposed to give him work. So she told him he was gonna go there for like a month or so, do some work, get some money, and come home. Now, whether she knew or I don't know, but that was what he was under the impression. So when he went to London with this man, he was like, "You're not going home. What are you talking about? Like, you're here to be my companion. Like, you're not going home." So he ends up like being there with this white man, and stuff happens, and then he ends up in the attic. He is now put in the attic, and in order to like preserve his memory, he starts carving like his name into the attic walls and like different parts of like his life. And we also get another POV as well as another timeline of Laura. And her parents were living in this house, and her mom passes away, her dad moves on, gets married, and her dad ended up passing away. Stepmom is kind of mean, puts her in the attic. So she starts like noticing the little carvings of the wall, but like it's old and faded and she can't make out exactly what it's saying, but she's just like, you know, like keeping these things to her heart, right? And so we get another timeline for Laura, and she is much older and out of the attic, and she's in this historical museum where she sees a little photo of a kid, and like she just feels pulled and drawn to this photo. So she's like trying to figure out more about his life, and then she figures out he is the guy who lived in the attic before her. So she's like, I am determined to figure out how his life ended. And it was so beautiful. It was such a beautiful read. Lola did a great job of writing this book. It was very heartwarming, but it was also so disheartening at the same time. Like, you know, for a boy who was like 12, I believe is when he came, maybe a little bit younger, I can't remember. When he came, you know, he was just told that he was gonna go there, get some work, and then only to find out you're never gonna see your family again. And, you know, the guy he was staying with, Mr. Richard, he told him that, you know, his whole family village or whatever got destroyed, and so he's not sure if it was ever the truth or whatnot. But yeah, it was very disheartening for him. You know, once he was in the attic, he was only ever to come out when he needed to cook, clean, and he was doing like all these chores, you know, for nothing. And so he was like, I could have stayed at home. Like, my life in Congo would have been better than this, you know? And why do I feel myself getting emotional? It's because that time of the month is coming, guys. I'll get through it. I'll get through it. But he was like, it would have been better than this because I would have had my mom and my brothers, and now I have no one. I'm in this land or this new place that I don't know, with people that I don't know and don't want to be with, and you know, I'm being told lies upon lies, and no one is like hearing me. There was a line that he said in here that was like, ugh, broke me. So he was like, you know, I'm looking around this attic and it's just like all stuff that nobody wants, and I guess that's what I am now. And I was like, oh, man, I pray no kid ever feels like that, truly. But it was such a great job. It was a beautiful read. I would recommend anybody read this. Literally, anybody. And it just came together in the end so beautifully. I have nothing else to say, but this one was a very good read, and I would truly recommend it. I loved it. I enjoyed it so much. Those are all the books I read in the month of last week. Those are all the books I read last week. Hopefully I can finish Chaos at the Throne this week, and I'm going to hopefully start my buddy read with Ange, Where the Sleeping Girls Lie, and then I'll try to throw Patsy in there as well. I'm not going to shoot for any other books, because if history is to repeat itself, I've only read 2 and a third book last week and the week before, so the chances of me reading more than that is crazy right now. February has been like very tough for me. I think January obviously was a couple days longer, but January I read 14, and it's just, that many is just not gonna happen this month. Not even remotely close. Yeah, it's been a very hard month so far, but we're getting there. I usually drink iced coffee. Well, I do now. My husband used to always make hot coffee, and he would make it hot. And then I got my Nespresso instant coffee, and I started making my iced coffees. And so he made his coffee, I made mine. And so today I was like, you know what? I want to make your coffee for you. And so I did. And so I made it. And I was like, I'm not going to make him one and then make me a different one. So I just made ours today. And I made it hot, because that's how he drinks it. And so that's why I'm drinking this. You could see at the bottom, there's like piece of the book stack that came out. But anyway, this video's long enough. I hope you guys had a wonderful week, a great Valentine's Day. Whether you spent it with your girls, your boys, your kids, your parents, whoever. I hope you had a great day. And I hope you have a great week coming up. And I hope I do too. I'm manifesting that for me. No more headaches this week. Because otherwise I'm just gonna